Hello my friends, today we will take a look at another cage, this time for Panasonic G9. This brand new cage is made by SmallRig and the reference number is 2125. Just like other SmallRig cages that I have tested so far, the G9 cage is very high quality product with very precise CNC machining, made of aluminum alloy with matte black surface finishing, which is in my experience very durable. The weight of this cage is just 204 grams, which is very lightweight for the cage for a mid-size camera such as Panasonic G9. Overall, I don't have any complaints about the build quality of this cage. The camera fits inside of the cage very precisely, the installation is very easy, you just need to secure the camera to the cage using the 1/4-inch screw on the bottom of your G9. There are also rubber pads on the bottom side of the cage, so the G9 will not slide back and forth inside of the cage. Some of the smaller cages, like for example the cage for Sony a7 Mark III, are meant to be built up by adding accessories onto the cage. This cage is highly functional by itself, so there is Arca Swiss plate on the bottom of the cage, so you can mount it on your Arca Swiss compatible tripod head without additional plates. There are also NATO rails on the both sides of the cage. I personally really like that, and if I need some cage accessory like the handle, I always go with NATO attachment because it is very easy to attach and detach accessories using NATO quick release mechanism. SmallRig should release new ambidextrous pistol style grip reference 2187 with NATO attachment soon, and that will be very suitable for this cage. On the left NATO rail there is also thread for HDMI Clamp reference 1822, which can be used to secure full-sized HDMI cable to your G9. On the top of the cage there is cold shoe mount on the left side for attaching the microphone, for example. It is offset in front of the camera so the mic doesn't block the mode dial, and it is also close to the mic jack on the G9, so I like this placement as well. On the right side there are two 1/4-inch threads. You can put, for example, cold shoe extension there, and in the middle part there are additional 1/4-inch threads and 3/8 of an inch thread with area locating pins. I highly recommend getting a NATO Rail reference 1409 and installing it there so that you can use it with top handle with NATO mount, like my favorite 1955 handle, for example. In the bottom right corner there is also loop for mounting a strap. I personally use it to attach Peak Design anchor there. On the front of the cage there are two threads. You can use those to secure Metabone speed booster to the cage, which will help distribute the weight of larger lenses while using Metabone speed booster. All of the buttons and dials on the camera are perfectly accessible, including the dials and buttons on the top of the camera. The view onto the top display is a bit limited at certain angles, but I personally don't look at that display much, so I don't really mind that. The rotatable touchscreen is not being obstructed by the cage, so you can adjust it however you want to. The battery hatch and SD card compartments are fully accessible as well. What I personally intend to do with this cage is to use it to attach Atomos Ninja 5 on the cage using the top handle setup that I have shown you in Sony a7 Mark III cage review. The G9 can also record 4K up to 60 frames per second for unlimited amount of time when using external recorder, so this is how I intend to utilize it. The second reason why this cage is very useful for me is because when you add a handle to it, you have much more control of the camera, you can hold it much more steadily and make much smoother camera movements. In combination with incredible 6.5 stop in-body image stabilization in the G9 and lens stabilization, it makes the video super smooth, and it is really excellent run and gun setup, and it significantly decreases occasion where I will need to use a gimbal. So overall, the SmallRig cage for Panasonic G9 is very well made and highly functional cage that enables you to attach many different accessories to your G9 using the threads or NATO rails. In combination with handle, it also gives you more control over the camera. It is also very well suited specifically for the use of the G9, so I am very happy with this cage. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope that you liked this video and that you found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.